Hello and welcome back to round 1 of the Grandmasters League. Game 1 between TheViper and Ming, also known as Good Boy, but I'm going to call him by the name Ming because that is what he's been chosen to be known as throughout this tournament, though he is actually Good Boy, the Chinese player, and I'm interested to see how he gets on in this tournament because we haven't seen that much from him. But anyway, the first map today is going to be Migration, chosen by TheViper, who is playing in yellow as Vikings off to the right of the map, and of course Ming in red playing as Vikings over to the left of the map as well. The map itself, Migration, a huge chunk of land in the center of the map, and yeah, we'll probably see some late feudal times with fast castles in there, and of course that famous and all expecting galley rush that we'll probably see as well. So I'm going to keep things speeding up a little bit just at the start because this game can last quite a while on Migration, so we'll see how it goes. Viper just luring his deer in to begin with, and already getting some villagers out onto wood right now as well to get his dock up, and of course get his fishing ships out as well. And he's just going to be getting his sheep and his deer for the time being, and berries will be a little bit later on, and of course those fishing ships will really help his economy. As we saw in the last migration game that I showed you, I believe we've done a migration already in the first set. We saw a lot of fishing ships coming out, and that was between Dogout and Chris, of course. And fishing ships in this map particularly are a really important thing, and it's not like a lot of water maps where you'll see 3 to 5 fishing ships. You'll see a lot of fishing ships, and it really does help with the boom, and it helps you to get up to the castle age a little bit faster, which of course is pretty important, as first of all you're going to want to be able to out-tech your opponent with your war galleys so that you can actually beat them on the water, and of course you're going to want to be able to claim the center land by building a couple of town centers on here at some point as well. So getting up to the castle age really does have its benefits. Not only that, but the players are so far apart. Well, technically they're very close because in actual map distance they're not far apart at all, but they've got to go all the way around the water to get to each other, and it's a long way around, and it really does slow things down a little bit, and that means that players can actually get up to the castle age in a reasonable time without even being attacked that early on if someone was to go for a fast feudal, for instance. And even if they were attacked by someone in the feudal age who wasn't fast castling either, then they would still probably be able to defend against it once they reached castle themselves, as they would likely be able to defend against it due to the fact that it's so far away that they simply won't be able to reinforce fast enough. So Good Boy here, we've not really seen that much of him recently. I think he's been playing on QQ Zone, or generally he's just been busy in life, and he has decided to play this tournament, so we should see some good stuff from him at the very least. I'm hoping at some stage in this tournament we'll see some great recorded games from him, because we've not really seen that much from him in recent times, and we all know he is a decent player, and yeah, I'm personally interested to see exactly how he's going to play. Good Boy, of course, famous for his forwarding, but of course this map chosen by TheViper today, and he is possibly not going to be at home on this map. The next map will be his map, of course, and we'll see what he chooses for that one when we get to it, but hopefully he's going to be okay on this map anyway, as at the end of the day this is the Grandmasters, and every player should be confident on every map that is in the map pool, as they are the standard maps, and that is what's to be expected of these very high level players even. First fishing ships coming out right now. Looks like Viper's got the slight lead on that. He's got 4 out already, and his second dock is coming up right now. Ming, on the other hand, is going to get his second dock on the other side of his island, so he's going to go for a dock on either side, and that'll probably mean he's going to be splitting his fishing ships up, and that's all well and good, but of course he's going to have to keep an eye on those just in case an attack comes in from one side and his galleys are protecting the ships on the other side, but I'm sure that is not so likely to happen, and he'll be keeping a close eye on his fishing ships as well, as they really will be providing him with a lot of extra food income. Viper just finishing up his deer now. Good boy doing the same, Ming doing the same even, and once they've finished on the deer, we'll see a lot of wood collectors coming in, and we'll probably see some gold collectors, as well as once they do go up to feudal, they're going to want to be able to get some galleys out just for a little bit of extra protection. But as you can see, Ming over here going for some extra wood, and it's a lot of wood that we see, and mainly just wood so they can get the fishing ships out. And once the fishing ships are all out, then up to the feudal age, and by the time they reach feudal, they should have enough food and gold to go straight for a fast castle. Viper just getting a mill on his berries right now, and a little bit of a different build order on the early game actually. Viper did go much heavier into wood a lot sooner than Ming did. He had quite a few more villagers gathering from the sheep and deer, and only now just transferring majority of them over to wood. In fact, all of them over to wood. If we have a look at his economy there, 24 lumberjacks and nothing else. One builder right now, but of course he does need houses because he will get population capped otherwise, which is not a good thing. Viper almost up to 500 food, and looking at the wrong person there, almost up to 500 food, and he will be able to go feudal on about 37 population, and that is an incredibly high population. Of course it's so high because of these two docks here pumping out those fishing ships pretty quickly, and quite a lot of them as well. There's how many we got there? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fishing ships out for him already, and 18 lumberjacks, and now even more lumberjacks as well, continuing to split his lumber up so villagers are not blocking each other, and it's very important to do that. Because if you can imagine 23 lumberjacks all on this wood pile, for instance, you're going to have a lot of messy villagers and a lot of villagers blocking each other. It's worthwhile to split them up over a course of lumber camps and have, how many has he got? 3, 6, 7 on that one, and about 10 on that one, 9 on that one, 4 on that one. So between about 7 and 10 to each lumber camp is a good idea, as then you have less villagers bumping into each other and less villagers blocking. Viper now though with 4 villagers to gold, so he will be able to go for a reasonable time onto the castle age, but of course he's going to want to get some galleys out as well, just to be on the safe side, because you never know, your opponent might not be an experienced migration player and they might decide to go for a very fast galley rush, and that could be the case. But obviously Ming is not going to be doing that, because we can tell by his build already he's not even going up to the feudal age, yet he is on 40 population as he hits feudal now on 12 minutes and 21. Viper 42 pop and going up to feudal already, almost actually there, and he will likely be able to get up to 800 food, 200 gold in a reasonable time as well. Right now not adding any more fishing ships on, but adding another dock, and he will probably see some galleys from him very shortly, but before that we'll see a blacksmith and a market, no doubt, and there's the galleys coming out for him as well, and you want to use those to get some scouting information. He doesn't really know where Ming is. Of course he knows he is on this side of the map, but he doesn't know exactly where, or the actual land in between them that is preventing them from directly getting to each other. So he's going to want to scout that out, and as you can see by his gather points for these docks, his galleys are going right over there already. Not only that, but he's just about to get up his 2 feudal age buildings, so he can go up to the castle age. Ming on the other hand, halfway to feudal right now, and again a lot of villagers gathering wood, split over 3 lumber camps, and only 3 villagers to gold at the moment, adding an extra dock on here. And interesting, he's got 4 docks already, so we'll have an eye on him and see what he's going to do with that. Blacksmith from Viper right there, and 1, 2, 3, 4 docks for him also. So it looks like 4 docks from both of these guys. The first galley is moving out across the map for Viper right now. He's going to get some scouting information and see what's good, and yeah. So still not really taking these berries just yet. We'll see that a little bit later on. It's really not so important to take the berries when you've got that many fishing ships out on the water, and by that many I mean 10, 13, 14 right there, plus some oh never mind, not over on that side. Yeah, 15 fishing ships already. So many, and extra villagers now going to gold. Viper almost at his 800 food mark, the market just coming up, and a fast castle for him, as Ming just reaching the feudal age right now, adds on another dock here, so that makes 5 docks for him, which is quite a lot of docks indeed, and galleys coming out as well. I think he's about to see Viper in a moment. Viper is milling around somewhere. I just saw, there we go, 1 galley incoming on this side. This is what I mean, if Viper was to bring 3 galleys over on this side, that's a lot of dead fishing ships for Good Boy there. But moving out anyway, and again on this side, going to be scouting out and see what he can see. He's going to see the sea, because that's all there is to see at the moment. But he's about to reach Ming, and I'm sure once he finds him, he'll have a much better idea of what his plan of attack is going to be. And Viper up to the castle edge right now. Ming, on the other hand, is still in feudal and looking to be there for a little while yet. He's still not got his blacksmith or market. Oh no, he's got his blacksmith, but no market just yet. There's the market going down right now. He's going to need a little bit more gold, and he's still making galleys by the looks of things, so it's going to slow him down just a little bit. But of course, he's still going to need the extra food anyway, so he may as well get those galleys in there as a little bit of defense. And he's probably reacting to the faster feudal time that Viper did have there, by creating a few extra galleys earlier on, just in case the Viper is planning something sneaky and trying to kill off his fishing ships while he is working on his fast castle. It's not the case though. Viper is going up to the castle age now. He's halfway there already. He's living on a prayer already, and he is just milling around with his galleys, waiting for the castle upgrade, and waiting until he can get his upgrades on his boats and really start pumping them out. But he's going to see this gold here, this gold very close to the shoreline indeed, and I imagine Good Boy will want to put a tower on this at some point somewhere, because this is so easily harassed. And where is any more gold on his island? Well, the truth is there isn't any more gold on his island. This is his only choice. He has to go here, and that is kind of unfortunate for him. It's very close to the shoreline, and he's going to have to react pretty quickly with his galleys to protect this, otherwise he's going to lose villagers on this already, and that is not good for him. Neither of them, sorry, I was going to say neither of them with fletching, but Viper does actually just have fletching right now. And up to the castle age he goes. We'll see Bodkin Arrow from him, we'll see War Galley from him, and Viper up to the castle age in a pretty decent time in comparison to Ming here. Ming just reaching up to the castle age in, well, he will be reaching up to the castle age in a couple of minutes, but Viper incoming with galleys right now. And if we have a look at the galley count, it's 14 for Ming and 19 for the Viper, so he does have the advantage here. He's got the upgrade advantage as well. He's already got fletching, and he will have Bodkin Arrow and War Galley very shortly as well. A very nice start by the Viper, getting things off on a very good start for him, and he will possibly be able to push his advantage once he really gets his galley production going. Looks like he's actually getting War Galley already. Yep, he is. And let's have a look. Is he creating a transport ship at all, and perhaps thinking about going onto the mainland earlier on? Not just yet, no. War Galley completed though, and we'll have to keep an eye out what's going on over here, because the War Galleys are coming in, and that means a lot of dead ships for Good Boy, or Ming even. And Viper's score getting way into the lead right now, and I'm sure Viper just going to be working on building more war galleys for the time being and really keeping the pressure on. He knows he's got a massive advantage over Ming here, and he's going to push that as best as he can. Ming forced to flee with his fishing ships, and Viper will be able to cut them down once he gets ballistics. I believe that's probably in the works right now. It's 65% it is, and ballistics so useful, especially when you've got fleeing ships fleeing you. You can always get those extra hits in and do that extra bit of damage. But as you can see, trying to take out his docks using that same tactic that Fiage was using yesterday, by attacking the dock and stemming the flow of ships that are coming out, and that's worth doing. Ming up to the castle age, and about time as well for him, as he is going to be needing to get those war galleys out. Having a look, Bodkin Arrow again straight away, war galleys straight away, and trying to keep those fishing ships safe, as they really are going to have a big impact if he loses them. It really needs to keep them alive. Viper just about taking this dock out now, and that is one less dock for Ming there, and one less galley as well, I imagine, as that one will probably get killed off as it's trying to flee. Of course, Viper now with Bodkin Arrow, not Bodkin Arrow, with Ballistics, meaning he can actually hit those projectiles, and that is pretty darn useful. Ming, though, going to be able to retaliate pretty shortly. He's going to be able to use his war galleys here, which he now just has, and he will be able to hopefully prevent Viper from absolutely steamrolling him here. Viper coming in on the left side. Oh no, never mind, I thought he was, but Ming already got a force on the left side. He might even decide to push out with these in a counter attack and force Viper's attention away from his base very shortly. But again, losing another dock and losing another 2 ships, throwing them away. A little bit messy from Ming there. He really needs to be careful not to lose too many docks, but the problem is he hasn't got enough war galleys to meet this head on just yet, and he will need more. Looking at the numbers right there, he's got a good 17, Viper on a massive 25, and that is not something he'd just go and meet head on. So what is Ming's strategy here? What's he going to do? Well, he's moving out on the left hand side. He's going to try and counter Viper, maybe attack his fishing ships down here, and managed to take out some of his docks as well. But Viper ravaging his shoreline, killing off a couple of villagers on this wood pile here, preventing these villagers from gathering wood as well. Very nicely done by him, and look at the scores. Viper getting very far in the lead, and I don't know if that's worrying or not, because it looks like he's doing this so well. Bear in mind though, this is Viper's map choice, and it could be the fact that he's chosen this map and he is good. He's been practicing this map and Ming hasn't, but either way he is gaining a huge score lead here, and he's playing this one absolutely excellently. A transport ship over here for the Viper I've just spotted. He might be moving on to the mainland very shortly, and if he does do that, then he's going to be claiming the gold and the relics in the center, perhaps the wood as well, as wood on the starting island does run out pretty quickly. So that is kind of interesting, and Viper is going to go to the mainland pretty quickly, it seems. Ming, on the other hand, really struggling over on this side of the map. He's really actually struggling now to even afford any war galleys. He's running really low on wood, but he is sending this counter out over at the bottom of the map with 10, 11, 12, 13 war galleys over on this side, and that could do quite a bit of damage if he's careful and doesn't throw these war galleys away. He could go in and do quite a bit of damage to the Viper over here, and Viper actually just moving his fishing ships out of the way. He doesn't even know this attack's coming in, but he's probably going to go and fish over here where this new dock is, because that's where the extra fish are. Already landed on the mainland here, a town centre going up on this wood, a monastery as well, and looks like Viper's going to go and collect up those relics pretty quickly, as Ming comes in from the bottom side now, trying to find an angle to counter Viper at. But Viper's war galleys over here doing so much work, killing off 3 docks already, a 4th dock potentially about to go down, and Ming really looking weak on the water back at his base. I don't know how he's going to stop Viper over here. He's probably hoping to stop the reinforcements or something by getting into that line and killing them off as they come along, but Ming really actually looks like he's struggling, and Viper's even got some war galleys back at home just in case. And Viper now going up to the Imperial Age on 101 population, Ming only on 80 right now, and he's miles from the Imperial Age. He has lost a lot of units and a lot of wood in those docks already, and that is a little bit bad for him. He looks like he's going to be struggling here, as Viper's coming in with this massive fleet right now, and it's going to be tough for him, I'm sure. One thing to note though, Ming does have the +1 pierce armor on his boats. He has researched careening, and that might just give him a little bit of an edge in these battles, as Viper doesn't have that research yet, and that does mean that Ming could potentially hold him off a little bit easier, but the numbers are so in favor of the Viper here that I think he's going to have a pretty tough time actually defending against the Viper's onslaught. He's also not had such a good little stint over on this side. Viper is actually pushing him away, and Ming trying to do what damage he can, but his ships are being cut down, unfortunately for him. Forcing Viper off gold here though was a pretty nice thing to do with the 3 war galleys there, and Viper not gathering any gold on his homeland right now, but he is gathering stone, and he could be looking to do a castle drop perhaps, or get a castle on the mainland, but he's got quite a bit of stone coming in, and I don't really know what his plan for that is just yet. We'll have to wait and see. On the mainland though, he's already got his monastery up, he's got a town centre up on there as well, and he might be making another town centre on there somewhere else. He's already got this dock up here as well, and he may decide to even dock around this peninsula here so that he can reinforce his ships more quickly, and that could work out very much in his favour. Looks to me like Ming has actually forced him back. Viper seems to have lost quite a few ships over here. He only has 20 left, and Ming is in hot pursuit with a good 23, 27 over there, and that does mean that he's outnumbered for once on the water. It's probably due to the Viper deciding to go Imperial and stemming the production of his war galleys a little bit, but Ming managing to defend this I think for the time being, and he should just be okay for now, though Viper is keeping a lot of pressure on and is killing quite a few villagers from the shoreline as well, preventing these guys from gathering wood, which is a real pain in the ass for him to have to deal with. But Ming is now pushing out again. He has almost 30 ships right there, and Viper is retreating, but he is into the Imperial Age as well, and that is going to make a difference now, as we will see Galleon coming out straight away, and we will see Bracer very shortly also. Perhaps Chemistry is on the way already, and something to keep an eye out for. He's not got enough food for that just yet, but we'll keep an eye on that. But once Galleon is upgraded, Viper could just turn around and cut down this navy right here. He is outnumbered, but he will have to take advantage very shortly, and that could really help him out. Not to mention he's got more galleys, war galleys over on this side, and he is actually doing a pretty decent job over here. He's already spent his stone, and I'm not really sure what he did with that. I kind of missed it, to be honest with you. He may have sold it at the market to get up to the Castle Age a little bit, Imperial Age a bit faster. I actually missed that, I'm sorry, but I can't see him spending it any other way, so he must have sold off his stone and gone up to the Imperial Age that way. And of course, in the market, you can actually sell stone for more than 100 gold. So if you actually gather 100 stone, you can sell it for more than it would you'd get for 100 gold. Obviously, you sell it more. So it could be that he actually gathered stone to sell it at the market, and then he gained a profit that way. You can actually use the market in that way until the stone price goes below 100, which is kind of interesting. And it looks to me like Viper's just going to hold on here. He's got a few ships left, and they're very low on HP, but it looks like he's just about to hold Ming off, and Ming is actually going to retreat on this little battle, and Viper doing a nice job with the galleons coming in right now, and he is pretty much dominant on this mainland as well, starting to take gold over at this gold camp on this side, and a huge fleet of galleons coming in on the left. That is a lot coming in right there. Ming making a town centre on the centre land now, a little bit too late perhaps, but as I said earlier, he needs that gold, because this gold are going to be under a lot of pressure once the Viper comes in. As you can see as well, this watchtower already up and protecting this gold on this side. Viper now coming in with a massive fleet though. There's another 21 galleons on this side. He's going to be reinforcing that with another 9 on the right hand side, and of course more on the way as well. And this is not looking pretty for Ming at this stage. Ming no chance of getting up to the Imperial Age anytime soon, and he's going to have to defend against galleons with just war galleys and very few war galleys, as well as he did just get cut to bits from that last engagement with the Viper. He's about to see him come in on the right though, and I'd be worried if I was Ming in this situation right now, because I don't think there's anything he can actually do at this stage to really get back into this game. He's got a lot of wood and quite a bit of gold, but he's not spending it, and even if he does pump out a ton of war galleys, eventually they are going to get killed off by the galleons. He needs to get up to the Imperial Age, and he's not really having much chance of doing that just yet at all. Viper, I wonder if he knows if he's on the mainland just yet. Yeah, he's actually scouted down here, and he knows he's already there. I think he's scouted with this sheep perhaps, but he has scouted down here and he's seen these farmlands, so he's probably going to be preparing very shortly to even attack on the mainland. I don't even think Ming knows that he is there, because if we have a look at Ming's fog of war, no idea where the Viper is at all, but he can only assume he's on the mainland. The problem is for him now, though, he's got these galleons to deal with, and his navy is pretty much non-existent. He's going to go for a counter-attack again, but all of his fishing ships are going to get cut down, and of course all of his docks are going to be lost if Viper hangs around here much longer. And I'm going to be so worried for Ming here, losing that transport ship and potentially losing this watchtower very quickly, as Viper's focusing it down, because once this watchtower goes down, he's going to be able to kill a lot of villagers there, and Ming resigns. That makes it 1-0 to the Viper, but of course this was the Viper's home map. He's decided to play on migration, and perhaps to be expected that he will dominate this game, but he did play that one very well indeed. He had the advantage throughout as far as I could see, getting off to a very great start, and then maintaining that lead throughout the game, eventually pushing it to the end where he was in a whole new age and really just starting to push with his galleons there. I don't think there's much Ming could have done without being in the Imperial Age at that stage of the game. So well played by him. That makes it 1-0. Next game will be chosen by Ming. Well, next map even will be chosen by Ming. Stay tuned. That will be coming up next.